Dear tea fans, welcome to the Talk Just Tea podcast. Today we have an English-speaking guest, and that is Olivier Schneider. Olivier is a French by origin, dedicated to archival tea, sells tea, processes it on his own small farm in Thailand, writes a book and even sews his own clothes. In the autumn of 2023, he arrived in Czech Republic for a puerh training organized by Czech teastore Meaty, and I had the opportunity to talk with him briefly. So first of all, thank you very much for your time, Olivier. We are on a puerh course in South Bohemia organized by Czech teastore Meaty, and we are talking with you about puerhs, puerhs in Yunnan and Hong Kong and Taiwan. So hi, thank you for your time. How do you like to educate tea enthusiasts and professionals here in Střižovice?
Oh, I don't know how it happens. As there's many ways to share like tea culture. I think, of course, we need to drink tea. That's why I bring many tea with me, and it's because we can write about tea. We can make a video. We can make like a sound interview. But something is always missing is the tea, So that's why tea lovers here and there they are very in a wheel of drinking tea because you can find some, for example, puerh tea. You can read so many, website, blog, article, books, but often it's disconnected from the tea. So, for example, you read about, I don't know, red mark, but you're drinking a shocha. It's not very the same. Or you read about one area in mountain in Yunnan, but maybe you don't have a tea from that place. So in one hand, it's more and more good tea in the West, like Meaty inviting us, provide many good tea. We find more and more good information, but often we don't find the two together. So what I like to give to people is in some time tea to drink and stories, context, things, a cultural layer which is in the top of the teas, and then you can kind of connect these two worlds, and that's how it should be.
You are not an, let's say, teacher. You are a vendor, collector, maybe researcher. Did I miss something? In all those professions that you are, where you feel now yourself the most now?
I don't know. All of them. I never decided I will be a tea seller or I will be a tea writer or I think I'm just tea lover, but I'm very curious. So every time it drives me more and more far, and I didn't decide it. When I first started drinking tea, I just wanted to understand teas, and I was starting to buy a lot of tea. Then I was starting to think, where does tea come from? And I was already living in Yunnan, so I just went to the mountain to see, but then it drove me more and more far, and learned the old puerh is in Taiwan, so I spent in Hong Kong, and I spent like a month there and there every year, and then it's endless, and you start to learn that there is old tea tree outside the border in Laos, in Myanmar, so it's do more and more. Then you write about it, and the people, they read it. As I say before, they don't have the tea. So I'm starting to sell the tea to people. And, and so recently I moved to a small village in the border between Thailand and Myanmar. And there's this old tea trees there. Nobody cares about these old tea trees. So now I'm starting to process tea too. So, in some hand, though I am becoming a tea producer, I don't know. I don't plan very to sell this tea for the moment, but nobody knows. So it's, I don't know. I always feel all of that kind of go together. I don't really separate the things. And so I don't know what I am. I never knew. I am tea lover. I find good tea. I share it. So I sell it. And, in the other hand, I can reverse the things. I'm sourcing tea for many tea houses. Thanks to that, it allows me to travel. I do a lot of research about tea. I'm writing a book and at the moment, and all of that go together. For example, I see many people traveling in the mountains searching for tea leaves in Yunnan, and I kind of, let's say, I don't know how to call them, tea sourcer. They are very stressed, they have something to find. You go somewhere, you go far away, you have 2 weeks You have to find the tea you need for your tea house. There's a mission. So all the day you are inside that. If else you lost your time, you lost your money. And most of my travel now, I mean, I work with small producers since 15 years. I have too many tea. I mean, not in tea, but in the network. If I want to find any tea in any mountain, I know people there. So I don't need to find anything. And so now I'm traveling for research. I go to a place, for example, I have no idea if I'm going to find something good or not, but I feel it's very interesting, this area, because, for example, people don't speak about it. And I'm going there for research. If I, for example, find good tea, well, to sell, why not? I buy, I'm happy. But if I don't find anything, but I find information, culture, processing way, something with a history, then I think I found something. So I don't lost anything. So I come back. I had no idea if I will bring culture or if I bring tea, but it's thanks to I do many activity. I don't care. I go somewhere. I don't have a stress. For example, I have to find tea to sell because I'm not really tea seller. So yeah, I would say a bit out of that. As Chinese, I very like and have a term which is a charan, meaning tea people. So human of tea. And that's often, in the West, we like to emphasize the master term. I think it's kind of, fantasy with a kung fu movie or what. So we love to call everybody tea master. But I have to say that there's across very, very few chef people call them shefu in China. Actually, most of the most important people in the tea story, nobody calls them master, but we often call them tea people. Tea people is very interesting because you can be a tea people when you're producer, you can be a tea people when you're teacher, you can be a tea people when you're tea maker. So I think it's nice to not make category. I just feel I am tea people.
Understand. You operate in many countries. Can you say in which of them does it work best to you? Is it somewhere better or worse?
Well, I don't know. It depends to the criteria. What is good, what is not good. It depends for what. I mostly specialize in the Golden Triangle. So meaning like Yunnan, north of Thailand, Shan State in Myanmar, north of Laos, and north of Vietnam, and of course a country related for tea culture, especially puerh tea culture. So a lot of Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Malaysia. So that's kind of my territory. And all of these places are very so different, but all of them are interesting for different reasons. I don't know. For example, Yunnan, there's so many things already happen. It's the quality of processing now is, for example, very interesting. So it's many good things in Yunnan, but for example, things have changed so much, becoming what it is. You cannot find anything authentic. You cannot really find any more, I would say, historic information if you do really research, because everything has been transformed so much the last 20 years. So for example, it's good for some stuff, but it will not be good if you want to try to find the origin of some ethnic tea, for example. And if you want to find that, Myanmar is the best. Myanmar is just because it was closed, and it still be very difficult to travel because tea doesn't really interest people. So things still be authentic. So if you want to find authenticity, Myanmar is the best playground. Now, for example, if you want to find place such as why is nothing? It's Thailand. Nobody care about tea. Nobody drink tea. But well, for example, if you want to find a place to sell tea, Thailand will be a disaster. I will not open a tea shop. I live there now, but I will not open a tea shop in Thailand just because we'll have no customer. So, I mean, every place have a good or a bad things. If you want to find something dynamic, place where things happening right now. I don't know if it's good or not actually, but place where things happening is Vietnam. Vietnam is just booming. They are trying to find themselves, are trying to find what their safety is. They are rediscovering their value. While I say Vietnam is booming, Thailand is still sleeping. Yunnan is maybe already too much done. Myanmar is crazy potential. So all of them are very, very interesting. Yeah. Different, difficult to choose one. Different. If you want to drink, very old puerh. Malaysia is the best because they have a lot of old puerh, and the people have the puerh in hand is not in the tea business. It's the old mine business people, so they are kind of drinking their tea. Hong Kong have a lot of very old tea, but they don't drink. They keep it for selling. So I don't know. Every country for me have their identity. It's like if you have many friends and people ask you, what is your best friend? They actually, I don't know who is my best friend, but there's many friends I like. And I don't know. Sometimes you want to just go out and drink some beer and laugh all the night. You choose one friend. It's not the same friends you will choose if you want to go in holiday 1 week and relax. And it's not the same friend you will choose if you want to I don't know, have a walk in the forest. So for me, it's the same. All these countries, old friends.
Okay. Good. How big is your business in terms of tea cakes?
What do you mean?
For example, how many cakes do you have? Or tongues?
You mean myself? You mean my own collection?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Is it not secret?
I have a lot, and because I use it as a research thing, so I think I have something like 1,000 different puerh. I mean, not the tea I'm selling, the tea from myself. I collected for many years to have different region, different area, different aging, and I often use it to refer to it. Like, for example, in the teaching I gave yesterday, we tried to see how the classic style of puerh tea as we was doing before, like let's say before 2000 is aging, and we try to see how the new style we are doing since like 2010 more or less is aging its own way. And for that, I have something like 100 tea from like 2003 that I try again in 2013. So I saw it was no, sorry, it's a tea from 2013 I'm speaking about, and I try them again 5 years later. And so I kind of have the evolution in 5 years, and I just write down all these research 5 years ago. And now it's exactly 10 years ago. So I was like 1 month ago, I went to Yunnan and I try again, not this 100, but 60, 70 of this tea to see after 5 years what's happened, after 10 years what's happened. So it's a kind of very, very important tool. So I have like a wide collection of that. And yeah, that's for myself and for like sourcing tea. I also have many different things because my approach was always having to be to let's say really do sourcing. Many people now call sourcing when they sell tea for tea house, but actually for me they often just they just give kind of wholesale discount, you know. They have their catalog and then, okay, you're a shop, I give you 20 or 30 or 50% discounts. But for me, it's not that. For me, doing B2B, working with tea house and tea shop is not giving lowest price, is be able to find what they need. That is very important because when you have a tea shop, you choose your style. For example, you want to sell only organic tea. There's very, very good puerh. For example, in the past, they are amazingly good, but they are not organic. So you take them out. No, I only want organic. Or someone else, they can say, no, I want only cheap tea, but cheap tea is quite good for the price, you know. So I have to find cheap tea. And the other one, they say, okay, me, I don't like show puerh, for example. I only want chain puerh. Or some other shop say, I want everything. I want to have a big diversity. So everybody have a different style. But if you yourself, you have your own style. If I have my own style, if I decide, okay, I will only sell chain puerh, but then in a shop one show puerh, I cannot find tea for him. So what it was exciting when I started sourcing for tea shop, tea house, or tea brand, it was to thinking, no, I'm not gonna give my identity in the choice. I want to be able to find everything. If you want something cheap but pretty good, I know some factory for a long time and they are nice for that. If you want something organic, and I have some farmer, we already lab tested their garden. I know they are clean. So it's have been very challenging and exciting for me the last like 10 years to find. I don't choose what I want to source. I want to, any situation, be able to help the tea house. So I have actually a lot of things that I've worked with, from like big factories, small farmer, things super clean, things clearly less clean, every kind. And it's, yeah, that's very exciting. Yeah.
Okay. Last question. What is your nearest goal, like in a short or long term?
Hey, I don't know. Right now, as I say, I'm
Writing?
I didn't. Oh yeah, writing book. I also have two goals. Let's say, yeah, writing book. I work on it since 10 years, but now I'm really in the phases of writing. I took 4 years late because of COVID, and part of the book is about the character and the taste of different areas. So I need to travel a lot, and it was impossible to travel. But so this book, of course, is clearly my goal. And then in more like everyday and personal things, and it happens like all my life by itself. I didn't really plan it, but now I starting to settle a small, like a mini factory in my home and move to a place with like big tea tree around. And we have planned maybe to buy a garden of all tree. And so I spent the last spring traveling less finally and processing tea at home. And yeah, so my goal is to continue on that way. It's not really precise goal. I don't plan to open a real, I don't know, brand, or even maybe it never sells his tea. I don't know. But yeah, my goal now is to try to make good tea with his leaves. We spend like the whole spring on it, and now as soon as I finish with Europe, like in 1 week, I come back to Thailand, and it's the autumn season. So I would say my short-term goal is to try to make good tea from these leaves, and it's a very new, exciting. I have worked with many farmers in the past, like kind of ordering my tea, telling them I want more like that style. But it's very different when you do with your own hands. And you wake up in the morning and you spend some hour processing the leaves, and it's totally different. And I love cooking and making incense. And so I am more into this kind of rapport now with tea, which before me tea was a little bit different. So that's very exciting. That's clearly my, let's say, short-term next goal, be impressed myself by the tea I do. For the moment, I make nice tea, and I'm not impressed yet. I hope to impress myself.
Okay, so hopefully I will write your book and drink your tea. Olivier, thank you very much for the interview.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.